Krishnam Shrastam Manamati Sachiputra Matra Surupam Rupam Tazujatam Urupuram Radha Kundam Girivaramaho Radhika Madhavasya Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Sri Guru Tapatasya Panchakalpaturubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva Cha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugabaraya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nitya-nanda Sri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Damayanti, pass by Tilak. Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. So, first of all, I offer pranams to our Gurudev, Om Vishnupad, Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta, Narayan Goswami Maharaj, our Shiksha Gurus, Sri Bhaktivedanta, Sri Gaur Govinda Goswami Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Maharaj, all Vaisnavas and Vaishnavis, Hare Krishna, Skupa. So now is chapter 6 of Jaiva-Dharma, race and caste. So this chapter is very nice because even though Naimitic Dharma should be rejected and Paramatic Dharma, Nitya-dharma should be accepted, still we cannot, as long as we live in this world, we cannot throw Naimitic Dharma completely. Because we're in this world, something we have to follow also. So this chapter is a nice reconciliation between the two. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, even though Krishna had instructed Arjuna to follow Nitya-dharma, the angas of bhakti, still he also instructed Arjuna to how to also accept his naimitic position and also use that in spiritual life. That is Bhagavad Gita. So this chapter is a little long, so devotees should be prepared. Okay, some people from China watching. So, you may remember end of chapter 5 that Lahari Mahasaya had two sons, Chandranath and Devidas. But Chandranath was an atheist. He not went. So Devidas went to meet his father. There, his father instructed him on the difference, what the brahmanas called Nitya-dharma of Sandhya Vandan and all these things. This is actually Naimitic Dharma. And Lahari Mahasaya explained, as long as anything we do, even the limbs of Vaidhi Bhakti, such as Shravan, Kirtan, following Ekadasi, Sandhya Vandan, etc., if it's done for some temporary attainment like liberation or material enjoyment, then this is all called Naimitic Dharma. So Nitya-dharma is performing the limbs of Vaidhi Bhakti with the belief, my Ishtadev, Krishna is eternal, I'm eternal, and my service to him is also eternal. Then this is called Nitya-dharma. So at the end of the chapter, then also Devidas met with Vaishnava Das, the guru of Lahari Mahasaya. Vaishnava Das instructed him on the real meaning of Vedanta and how the Vaishnavas have been ordered by Rupa Goswami not to study the Sarikrabhasa, the commentary of Sankaracharya, how this is all imaginary. So that thing we heard Then finally at the end, one Muslim came, not just one Muslim, but actually he was descendant of Chankazi. So Chankazi, he was in charge of the Muslim government while Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing his Sankirtan pastimes. So Chankazi, out of ignorance, he tried to forbid the chanting of holy names. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very angry. Who is he to stop me? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu organized a huge civil disobedience with the chanting of the holy name. Because actually how you can change anyone unless there's change of heart, purity of heart. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still, as we say. So real change, real revolution comes from chanting the holy names. There is no other revolution. So by chanting the holy names, everyone came to Changazi. When he saw the crowd, he became fearful. He tried to hide. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called him outside. And with great respect and affection, discussed with the Chankazi, one should not kill the cow. Also, when the Quran describes Bhagavan as being formless, means he has no material form. But it does not, the Quran has not eliminated the worship of the Satchidananda form of Bhagavan. So anyway, Chankazi accepted Lord Chaitanya as Bhagavan. Mahaprabhu touched him, developed prema. He wanted to join the Sankirtan, but Mahaprabhu made him promise not to disturb. And Chankazi said, I promise myself or all my descendants will not disturb the Sankirtan movement. So Chankazi became Param Bhagavat. So the descendant of Chankazi came, and Lahari Mahasoy asked him many questions about Islamic philosophy. And that descendant of Chankazi described the soul has two conditions, liberated and conditioned. In the liberated stage, it has attachment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And actually, he admitted that this was all described by Lord Chaitanya. We are the pure devotees of Lord Chaitanya, he said. In this way, the great affection, the Vaisnavas discussed religious principles with the Muslim. So Devidas saw this, and Devidas was from Brahmin family. So he became very disturbed. What is this? No? He also could not understand the deep statements of the Chankazis relative, which were full of fundamental truths. He could not enter into understanding of the discussion. So he became disturbed. A Hindu has to take bath if he even sees a Muslim or touches a Muslim. So why the Vaishnavas are mixing very closely with people of such low birth? This is improper. So Devidas said to his cousin brother, Shambhu, oh, what's going on? This Navadvip was so high place. Raghuvanandan and others, they took the essence of the Nyaya Shastras, especially the section dealing with Karma Kand, the duties of a Brahman especially. No? So the 28 principles of the Smritis were all established here. How is it that Hindus are now mixing with the low-class Muslims like equals? What happened to Navadvip? Now Navadvip is spoiled. So, this Devidas Vidyaratna, he went everywhere in the area firing up the Brahmin scholars. You know? So, one debate was fixed. So, the Vaishnavas did not know this apparently, so they were all surrounded Prajumna Kunj chanting Harinam. So, that time many Vaishnavas were there. Paramahamsa Babaji, we heard about him, the disciple of Prajumna. He's in the first chapter. Vaishnav Das, who was the sannyasi Thakur, now become Vaishnav. Ananta Das from the Sringapali. Lahiri Mahasoy, we heard about him already. And many other Vaishnavas were discussing Harikatha and chanting on Harinam on their malas. That time, many brahmanas came to fight, to debate with the Vaishnavas. Their names here were Krishna Cudamani, he was the main one. Vidiratna Mahasai, I guess that is Devidas, the son of Lahari. Chaturbuj, Pararatna, Chintamani Nyayaratna, Kalidas Vachaspati, and many others. When they came, the Vaishnavas naturally considered themselves to be most fallen. They gave pranam, and they said, even though an overcast day is said to be inauspicious, today it has become auspicious because our residence has been purified by the dust of the lotus feet of the Brahman pandits, the residents of the Dham. So, Krishna Cudamani, he was the most eloquent and expert of the Brahman pandits. He said, today we have seen the Vaishnavas, even though we do not agree with many of your practices, still Bhagavad Gita says, Apichet suduracharo bhajate mamananibak sadubeva himantavya samyak vyavasati hisa. Krishna says, even if my one pandit devotee apparently engages in sinful activity, I say he is saintly. No? Why? Because his intelligence is fixed. So, we have a complaint. Why do you associate with Muslims on the pretext of bhakti? We wish to discuss this matter with you. Whoever is most expert in debate should step forward. So the Vaishnavas became sad when they heard this, because Vaishnavas don't like useless argument. No. So Paramahamsa Babaji said, we are very foolish, we don't know anything. So you please tell us what the scriptures say and we will listen. But Krishna Cudamani said, no, you cannot do that. You cannot say Mahajano Yena Katha Sapante. We follow the footsteps of the Mahajans and perform nonsense activities. No. You cannot say we'll practice and teach about scripture, at the same time we will do something opposite. No. A Mahajan is one who follows scripture. So when the Vaishnavas heard this, they became disturbed because now some criticism was coming to the Mahajans, the previous authorities. So they came together. Paramahamsa Babaji said, no, I don't want any part of this. I just want to chant. Anantadas Pandit was most learned in Nyaya Shastra, but everyone agreed, no, Vaishnav Das. No, before was sannyasi. He should lead the debate of the Vaishnavas. He should represent the Vaishnav conception. So, Vaishnav Das bowed to his guru, Paramahamsa Das Babaji Maharaj, took his foot dust on his head, and he sat there. You know, this place where they sat at Shiva Sangam, there's one Malati vine. That Malati vine is still there. Now, today, you see it's still there. So, on one side was maybe 200 Vaishnavas, you know, because word had spread. You know, and Vaishnav Das was sitting at the front, as well as 100 brahmanas had gathered. You know, so 200 Vaishnavas, 100 brahmanas, and must be so many like village people. Just time passed, they also come to hear. So it was not some small debate. At that time, a cluster of malati flowers fell on the head of Vaishnav Das. All the Vaishnavas cheered, Haribol. This is a sign of Lord Chaitanya's mercy. But Krishna Cudamani went, everything shall be known by its fruit. So, this is a little long, but we have to finish a chapter a day. So, Vaishnav Das said, even though I'm Bengali, I'm not used to so much speaking Bengali. So I prefer today's question and answers being Sanskrit. And Krishna Cudamani, he could memorize verses, but he could not speak in Sanskrit. He said, oh, I cannot speak Sanskrit like the guys from the West, like Varanasi and Gujarat, no, this side. So we're in Bengal, we should speak Bengali. But everyone noticed, oh, Krishna Cudamani now becoming afraid. He's now afraid. So Vaishnava Das said, okay, everything shall be in Bengali. So, this is question and answer. Krishna Cudamani asking question and Vaishnava Das answering. Krishna Cudamani said, is jati or caste nitya? Is it eternal? Is it invariable? Is it compulsory? Are the Hindus and Muslims not different castes? Do the Hindus not become fallen by associating with Muslims? No. Because these castes have some rules. We're a little bit hearing the qualities of Brahman, the qualities of Kshatriya, the qualities of Vaishya, the qualities of Sudra. 2 classes ago we heard. And separate is the antajas. Antajas means outside Varnashram. Their qualities are uncleanliness, disbelief in the Vedas, useless quarrel, violence, all these things. So, if someone in Varnashram associates with someone who is outcast, they lose their caste. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur said it's forbidden for someone who is in Varnashram should not leave India and go and live in a country, a fallen country. Otherwise he also loses his caste and becomes fallen. But that's another topic. So, Vaishnav Das said, yes, according to Nyaya Shastra, jati means, jati is invariable. Jati bed does not refer to different castes. Jati means species. Okay? Like there's humans, cows, goats, and human beings. So jati is a species. He said, yes, what you said is true, but is there no such thing as caste? Yes, caste has been developed according to language, dress, behavior, skin color, etc. For example, 400,000 type of humans. Right? Gogmaj explained, for example, in North Pole, what they call Chukchas. Okay? In North Pole, the Eskimos, Gogmaj, they drink the blood of seals. This is one species. Chinese, another species. Japanese, another species. Right? Europeans, different species. Africans. And even amongst one skin color or race, there may be like man and woman, different. Some may be Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, like this. In this way, 400,000 different type of humans. Okay, so, yes, human beings have one species, but there's many castes there. According to difference in language, country, style of dress, and skin color. Then Cudamani said, is there no difference in terms of birth? Or is difference between Hindu and Muslim just based on skin color and language and things like this? Then Vaishnava Das said, Jivas are born into higher or lower varnas according to their previous activities. Right? We already heard in the 2nd chapter 2 types of Sukriti. 2 types of, one is punya, good activity. And of course, we're not talking about nitya sukriti, which is bhakti unmukh sukriti. So by doing lots of punya, for example, giving charity, doing sacrifice, doing yoga, opening free hospitals, distributing food grains, giving education to the poor, building highways, building free hotels, even lighting lamps. This is all pious activity. So one has a lot of pious activity, material good activity. He may be born in a high family. He If one has not so much good activity, he's done a lot of bad things like eating animals and drinking wine and all these things, then will be born in a low family. So, 4 divisions of human beings: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishyas, and Sudras. These are the 4 varnas. Everyone else is called outcast, antaja. Are Muslims outcast? Vaishnava said, yes. Muslims are outcast, outside varnashram. If Muslims are outside varnashram, then how can Vaishnavas associate with them? Vaishnava Das said, Vaishnavas are those who have pure bhakti. And all human beings are eligible for Vaisnava-Dharma, right? All jivas, all souls have the same eternal nature to be servants of Krishna. So Vaishnavas are those who accept and Krishna Das. All souls, no matter what body they get, all are eligible for Vaishnava-Dharma. But Muslims are not eligible for the practice of varnashram because their birth disqualifies them. No? Like a man cannot give birth to a woman because his birth disqualifies them. Even materially, many things we are not qualified for. I'm not qualified to translate Russian because wasn't born in Russian, cannot speak Russian. So even materially, you see many things we are not qualified for because of birth. No? So even though they cannot follow varnashram, still they are eligible to follow the limbs of bhakti. Already we heard the difference between Naimitic and Nitya. Okay, so he's just saying that again. Okay, Cudamani says, okay, then one is born in varnashram, then he follows everything. He follows the rules of varnashram, he becomes purified. He develops, Krishna describes all this in Bhagavad Gita. Try and stay awake. Krishna explains all this in Bhagavad Gita. By following one's proper karma, by acting without attachment to the result, then one's heart becomes purified. That is gyan. Gyan means knowledge of the difference between the soul and the body. No? So by doing karma properly, following varnashram properly, one gets gyan. There are 2 types of gyanis. Those who worship the unmanifest, non-differentiated Brahman, that is called Nirgun Brahma. And another type of jnani are those who accept the worship of Sagun Brahma. Sagun Brahma is Bhagavan with name, form, qualities, and pastimes. So in simple language, jnani is 2 types: those who worship Bhagavan without form, and those who worship him with form. Vaishnavas accept the worship of Sagun Brahma, Bhagavan with form. No? So, one cannot become a Vaishnava until he follows all Varnashram Dharma, until he properly fulfills one's karma. No, this is the conception of the smartness. They believe karma is everything. Muslims cannot perform karma because they're not part of Varnashram. No? They are outcasts, then how can they possibly perform bhakti? Okay? So here karma means what? Varnashram and the rules associated with it. No? So according to the conception of the brahmanas, karma is everything. No? Therefore they believe only the brahmanas can attain liberation. Only the brahmanas can study scriptures. No? So they believe birth first in a Brahmin family, then you follow that, then become purified, then can take sannyas, then eligible for liberation. This is the conception of, they're called the karma kandis, karma nishtas. Like they, anyway, not only could become devoted to other topics, but that was seen in the character of Ajamil. The Yamaduta said, no, how could he be? He has to go to hell because he not performed any prayaschitta. He not purified himself of his bad karma, he has to go to hell. But Vaishnavas accept karma, but we understand above everything is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we will hear this. So Vaishnava Das said, no, that is not right. everyone has right to practice bhakti. All scriptures accept this. No? The Brahmanas believe only Brahmanas can practice bhakti. But Vaishnava said no. And what's the proof? Bhagavad Gita. Mam hi pata vyapasrita yetu pisyu papiyonisaha striya vaishas tatas tudra te pi yanti param gatim. Krishna says, O Arjuna, anyone who approaches me can achieve the supreme destination, whether he's born in a sinful family, whether she may be born as a woman, or a businessman, or Sudra. All can achieve the supreme destination by devotion to me. No? So that is one quote from Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, O son of Prithu, women, Vaishyas, Sudras, and low-born people who have taken birth in sinful families can achieve the supreme destination by taking shelter of me. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, I think. Right? 9:32. There's also the Skanda Puran. Brahma Chatya Vaishya Sudro Chayadi Vetaraha Vishnu Bhakti Samayukto Geya Sarvatomas Chasa. Whether one is Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, or an outcast, if he has taken shelter of Vishnu Bhakti, he is considered the topmost. Okay. Here's a verse from the Narada Puran, but no translation is given for some reason. Swacho pi mahapala Vishnu Bhakta Dvijadikaha. Even one may be born in a family of dog eaters, but he practices Vishnu Bhakti. He is superior to a Brahmin who does not follow Bhakti. Okay? So, Cudamani says, okay, you quote many scriptures, but the main thing is not quoting scriptures. You have to understand the meaning. Can a defect relating to one's birth be removed without taking another birth? No. Many people believe like that. But Vaishnavas believe, yes, all defects can be destroyed by chanting the holy names. So Vaishnava Das said, the defect of a degraded birth is a result of prarabdha karma. Right? 4 types of karma. Prarabdha, aparabdha, kut, and bij. Prarabdha karma means what we are now experiencing in this body. Aparabdha means, Prema, what is aparabdha karma? What? Aparabdha means not manifest. It's there, but you haven't experienced it yet. Kut means desires which spring in the mind, good and bad. This is also one type of karma. Why we think of so much rubbish when we chant Harinam? Past karma. And kut, the seed of karma. Okay, so the result of bad karma, that is prarabdha karma, one takes birth in a low family. However, this prarabdha karma can be destroyed by uttering the name of Bhagavan. It said one namabhas, one name of Krishna can destroy more sins than it's possible to commit. So, prarabdha karma can easily be destroyed by limbs of bhakti. So, he gives some quotes here, but most famous, Aho, Bata swapacho dagariyam ya jivagri vata te namatubam te putapas juhu ajasnatu brahmanyanche nam gananti taye. One who chants, one whose tongue the holy name dances, that means in a previous life he's visited all the holy places. In a previous life he's taken bath in all the holy rivers. He has performed all Vedic sacrifices. He has studied all the scriptures. No, because in this life he can chant the name of Krishna. Okay, so Cudamani knows all these. Okay. Therefore, this verse spoken by the Yamadutas, by the Vishnu Dutas. One who desires liberation from the bondage of material life can root out all sins by the chanting of the holy name. The reason is that when one performs Nam Sankirtan, the mind does not become attached to karma again. Krishna says to the gopis in Raslila, oh, the mind which thinks of me, that mind is like a fried seed. A fried seed never sprouts. So material things can never sprout in the mind of someone who comes in contact with Krishna. No? So all sins can be destroyed by practicing devotion. There is no need of taking another birth. So Cudamani asks, then why is it that a Chandal who chants Harinam cannot perform yagas and other activities of a Brahman? Vaishnava Das said, one must take birth in a Brahmin family to perform yagas. And even if one is born in a Brahmin family, he still has to take the Upanayan, the Brahmin thread, and take Diksha before he's eligible to perform a yaga. If it says actually by birth everyone is Sudra, but one becomes reformed by the dasa samskars, then he can become Brahman, Vaishya, or Sudra, or something like this. So even birth in a Brahmin family is not enough. Still one has to take the sacred thread and take mantra and everything. No. Before he is eligible to perform the duties of a Brahmin. Like Chaitanya, what are the 6 activities of a Brahmin? Teaching the Veda, being taught the Veda, doing puja, engaging others in puja, giving charity, accepting charity. These are the 6 ways a Brahmin can maintain their life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, born in a Brahmin family, so his father wanted his son to start his education. Therefore, on an auspicious day, he shaved the head of Nimai, gave him Gayatri Mantra and Brahmin thread, then he taught Nimai the alphabet. Okay? So birth is not enough, one has to take initiation and Upanaya and all these things. A Chandal may become purified by chanting Harinam, but still he cannot perform yagas till he takes birth in a Brahmin family. However, he can perform the limbs of devotion which are 1,000 times superior. And Krishna Cudamani said, come on, man. What type of conclusion is that? He is not allowed to perform something inferior, but he is allowed to perform something superior? Then Vaishnava Das explained, yes, possible. 2 types of activities for a human being. One is vyavaharika, like Maharaj always says. In this world, like some enemy comes to our door, maybe even they've done something wrong against the Vaishnavas, whatever, But in this world, there's always vyavahar, behavior. Even an enemy comes to your door, still with sweet words, welcome Maharaj, nice to see you. So in this world, there's always vyavahar. As long as we have a body, there's some material etiquette, practical existence. Bhaktivinoda Thakur talks about this a lot. For example, you should not associate with materialistic persons. Then what you do when you go home to your family? Poke out your eyes, wear dark glasses, lock yourself in your room. That is not possible. So in this world, there's always a vyavaharik, practical existence, right? How could you not see the face of a materialist? Then what you're going to buy at the shop? How can you have a job? How are you associated with relatives? So human has 2 activities. Vyavaharik and paramatik. Material existence, practical existence, day-to-day living, and paramatik, spiritual life. Raghunath in the beginning wanted to give up everything, but Mahaprabhu instructed him, no. Gar jao, stir hao, gare jao, nahao batu. Go home and behave like a normal person. So, many people in the beginning, as devotees, we have some trouble. What is the balance between vyavaharik, material life, right? If you're a woman, you're married with kids. If you're married, you're a relative. Vyavaharik and paramatik, how to balance these 2. So Vaishnava Das said, human being has 2 activities, paramatik, and vyavaharika. No? A person may have attained spiritual qualification, but that does not necessarily qualify him for particular material activities. For example, one who is born in a Muslim may have acquired the nature and qualities of a Brahman. So from the spiritual point of view, he may be called a Brahman, but still he remains ineligible for certain activities of a Brahmana, like marrying the daughter of a Brahmin. Right? There was some article I wrote on Facebook 2 weeks ago, because someone from an American family, American means what? Outcast. No varna, no ashram, nothing. And they wanted to marry a caste Goswami from Vrindavan. So according to the teachings of Jaiva-Dharma, this is not proper. People not care about Jaiva-Dharma, right? They just want some social position. So Cudamani asked, hey, what's wrong? What's wrong? Why can't he marry? Why not? Why not? Are you discriminating? So Vaishnava Das explains, yes, if one violates social customs, one is guilty of vyavaharika dasa, improper material behavior. No? Secular impropriety. And members of society who are socially responsible cannot give permission for such activities. I can give many bad examples. Okay, of course, no example is perfect. But someone may say, oh, I'm a Vaishnava, I'm not the body. Why I have to stay in this marriage? Let me go and get another one which is more favorable for bhakti. Cannot do. Then you'll disturb society. A sannyasi may think I'm not the body, so I'm not a sannyasi, then might do other things like that, no? Then disturb society so much. These are some just examples off the top of my head. No? But you cause so much chaos. Oh, a mother may think, I have no children because I'm the soul. Give up her husband and children, then cause so much disturbance. No? So one is practical dealings, one is spiritual vision. No? So, what is the eligibility for karma and what is the eligibility for bhakti? No? Vaishnava Das said, tat tat karma yogya swabhav janma. Birth according to one's nature, qualification, and activities. Well, that is the eligibility for karma. Tat tat karma yogya swabhav janma. And the eligibility for bhakti is tatvika shraddha. No? So Cudamani became angry because he don't know too much Sanskrit. Don't try and intimidate me with language of the Vedanta. What do you mean by tat tat karma yogya janma swabhav? Vaishnava Das said. There are different qualities according of the individual. According to those qualities, he becomes a Brahman, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Sudra. A Brahmana has the qualities of sense control, control of the mind, austerity, purity, satisfaction, forgiveness, simplicity, devotion to Bhagavan, mercy, and truthfulness. I think there's 12 qualities of a Brahman. This is called by birth. Tat tat karma yogya swabhav janma. Birth according to karma, yogya, qualification, and nature. So this is therefore the determining one's varna by birth is not enough. One has to look at many things also. No? So Brahmana has these 12 qualities. Okay, no need to go, we heard all these the other day. A Vaishya, a Kshatriya has certain inherent qualities like prowess, strength, resoluteness, heroism, tolerance, generosity, perseverance, gravity, devotion to the brahmanas, and opulence. Like kings, how much opulence, how much gravity, like all these qualities they have. Vaishyas have the quality of theism, charity, faith, absence of pride, and desire to accumulate wealth. And the Sudras have the qualities of service to cows and brahmanas, and happy with what they get. Who's even a Sudra these days? You know any Sudras in America or Russia? Always serving the brahmanas and the cows, and whatever they have, they're happy. Therefore, this is proof, most are outcast. And what are the qualities of the outcast? This is uncleanliness, dishonesty, thievery, atheism, useless quarrel, lust, anger, and always trying to satisfy the senses. Therefore, scriptures say one's varna should be determined by these qualities. Determining varna, social position by birth, is a recent phenomenon. Well, in some case, birth is predominant also. That is true, because you're born in a particular family and one's nature develops according to association. So, if you're born in a family of blacksmiths, you tend to learn that from the beginning. But it's not everything. So, eligibility for karma is birth, qualities, and action. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarnam mayastristam guna karma vibhagasa. Krishna says this system of varnashram determined by qualities and action, activity. Nowadays, India is so much degraded. You meet many brahmanas. I am doctor, I am engineer. No, these are not the activities of a brahman. These are activities of sudras. Everything mixed in Kali Yuga, everything degraded. So, qualification for karma is what? Birth, qualities, and activities. And what's the qualification for bhakti? That is called tattvika shraddha. Another name is paramatik shraddha, or transcendental faith. Cudamani is scratching his head. What do you mean by paramatik shraddha? Never heard. Tattvik shraddha is pure faith in Bhagavan, which arises from the nature of the soul itself. Guru Maharaj always said two types of faith, paramatik and prema for $10,000. Damayanti, for $10,000, what are two types of faith? Because last class she won $10,000, so now she just lost it again. Two types of faith, paramatik and lokik, ordinary faith. Lokik faith comes from the mind, paramatik faith comes from the soul. So, spontaneous attempt to attain Bhagavan, that is called paramatik shraddha. New guys in class, become vegetarian, chant Harinam. Okay, I'll do it. Faith is there. Now is some spontaneous attempt to attain Bhagavan is called tattvik shraddha. Why we go to Mangalati? Why? Bhagavan is happy. This is tattvik shraddha. So a tattvik shraddha, unreal faith, is based on erroneous conception of Bhagavan. Okay, don't want to point the finger, but the faith of the Buddhists, Muslims, Christians, everyone else is called a tattvika shraddha because it's based on an erroneous conception of Bhagavan. So how can it be real? Still awake there, Prema? Okay, try and sit nicely. And come move forward a bit. How can you hear the class if you're falling asleep? So, unreal faith is based on a speculative conception of Bhagavan. A speculative conception of Bhagavan gives rise to impure activities like animal sacrifice, all these things. Because of a tattvika shraddha, one engages in activities, self-interest endeavors to achieve prestige, pride, and worldly desires. No? So the eligibility for devotion is called tattvik shraddha. So, Cudamani says, some people have developed faith in scriptures, although they're still of a low nature. Can such people also do devotion? Yes. No? Okay. No matter what position one begins from, one can gradually become elevated by the practice of devotion. Okay, so Krishna says, Bhagavatam, Jato Shraddha Makatasu, Nivanino Sarva Karmeshu. A sadhak who has developed faith in hearing topics of me and who is disgusted with materialistic life, he tries again and again to give up material bad habits but cannot give up the taste for sense gratification. What should he do? He should continue hearing, and while enjoying the things of this world, he should criticize himself, knowing they never give good result. In due course of time, when he's purified, he can worship me with love, devotion, and fixed determination. So even in the beginning, you have many faults, but you hear Harikatha. No, you'll become purified. You can still practice bhakti. What is the qualification? The qualification is not action, but qualification is tattvik shraddha, faith. Okay, so we have to move a little quickly. Bhagavatam again, 11th canto, chapter 20, same. When the devotee worships Krishna, Krishna sits in the heart, and Krishna destroys all material impressions, material desires. At the time when he sees Krishna directly, the knot in the heart which binds the soul to this world is completely severed. Vidyanti vidigras chidyanti sarva samsaya. When he sees me face to face, all connection with matter is cut at that time. So this is proof. Even if one is a low nature in the beginning, still he can do devotion if he has tattvik shraddha, faith. How can one develop bhakti? No. And Cudamani says, what if I don't accept all this Bhagavatam stuff? Vaisnava said, and other scriptures will give you problem. No. So, he says, especially Bhagavad Gita, Chitram bhavati dharamatma, sasvat shanti negachati, kaunteya pratikyaha nama bhakti banashati. The same verse that you quoted when you came here. No? He quickly becomes righteous. He gains sasvat shanti, eternal peace. Al-Kuntiya, declare boldly, my devotee is never destroyed. So, Cudamani hearing all this but cannot understand, he goes, no, I still think determination of varna by birth is superior than to determination of varna by qualities. But whatever it may be, I cannot understand how Shraddha develops. Bhagavad Gita says bhakti comes from Shraddha, tattvika Shraddha. How can the jiva attain Shraddha? Because Cudamani whole life studying this vyavaharika scripture. He never before studied any tattvik shastra. So he never cannot understand what is tattvik shraddha and how bhakti develop. Okay, so Vaishnava Das said, the shraddha is the nitya samskar of the jiva, the eternal nature of the jiva. Faith in varnashram does not come from the samskar of the soul. It comes from naimitic swabhav, one's acquired and temporary nature. Anyway, all these things we heard before. So, by associating with Vaishnavas, one can develop Shraddha. No? And when Shraddha is there, Shraddha is manifested in activity. Okay. Shraddha tu anyapai bhajam bhakti unmukachita visheshata. Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote Amnaya Sutra. This is from that. Shraddha, how do we know someone has Shraddha? When their mind always goes in a way which is favorable to Krishna Bhakti, that is called Shraddha. But we cannot see that. So that Shraddha manifests externally in 6 limbs of surrender. Understand, Sita? Shraddha inside cannot see, but Saranagati can see outside. What are the 6 limbs of surrender? Prema, you know the verse? You know Nitya-dharma? Anyone? Anukulyasa? Viswaso gopite varanambata atmanikshepa karpanya sadvidi saranagati. 6 limbs of surrender. Okay, I will accept what is favorable, no matter how painful it is. I will reject what is unfavorable, no matter how dear it is to me. No? Krishna is maintainer, my maintainer. Krishna is my protector. Humility. No? And Biswas, these are the 6 limbs of surrender. Atman accept, full dependence on Bhagavan. Okay, so when Shraddha is there, or when these 6 moods become in the heart, this is called Shraddha. A jiva who has this Shraddha is eligible for bhakti. This is the first development of Shraddha, of faith. Okay, Cudamani said, okay, I understand. But how Shraddha develops? Shraddha doesn't, you already said Shraddha does not come from Varnashram, is not dependent on Naimitic Swabhav. No. Shraddha does not come from pious activities. So where it comes from? So Vaishnava Das said, Shraddha comes from Sukriti. Bhaktistu Bhagavad Bhakta Sangena Parajayate Satsanga Purvati Pumbi Sukriti Purva Sanchate. When one has a lot of Bhakti and Mukh Sukriti, Sukriti, that means activities in relationship to Bhakta, Bhagavan or Bhakti. These activities give a result called Nitya Sukriti or Bhakti Unmukh Sukriti. No? That has no connection with the pious activities which gives one material enjoyment and birth in a high family. So sometimes it sees someone may have done sinful activities, but he has a lot of Naimitic, this Nitya Sukriti. Even though born in Russia, still can develop faith in Bhakti. So there are 2 types of Sukriti, Nitya Sukriti and Naimitic Sukriti. The Sukriti by which one attains association of sadhus, that is called Nitya Sukriti. The Sukriti by which one attains material enjoyment, birth in a high family, and impersonal liberation is called Naimitic Sukriti. No? So Sukriti which gives a temporary result is called Naimitic or Anitya Sukriti, and Sukriti which gives an eternal result is called Nitya Sukriti or Bhakti Unmukh Sukriti. Okay. So, this Nitya Sukriti gives rise to association with the devotees of Bhagavan, and by this association with the sadhus, one develops Shraddha, one develops faith. So karma, yoga and gyan, no, all produce Naimitic Sukriti. This also includes charity, Astanga Yoga, all these things. No? This gives Naimitic Sukriti. By Naimitic Sukriti, one may take birth in a high family, gets beauty, gets wealth, freedom from disease, all these things. No? But Bhakta Sangha, the association of devotees, Bhakti Kriya Sangha, contact with the acts of devotion, these produce Nitya Sukriti. Maybe somehow you get a chance to sit on a bus with a Vaishnava next to you. This gives more Sukriti. One who develops this Nitya Sukriti over many births will gradually develop Shraddha or faith. Naimitic Sukriti cannot give faith, but Nitya Sukriti can give faith. No? So, Cudamani asks, what do you mean Bhakta Sangha, Bhakta Kriya Sangha? What type of Sukriti do these arise? We already explained. No? Bhakta Sangha means talking with the Vaishnavas, serving them, hearing their Harikatha. Pure devotees perform the activities such as chanting the holy names in public. No? Naga Sankirtan, maybe someone hears Naga Sankirtan. participating in these activities, or even just looking at them. This is called Bhakti Kriya Sangha, contact with acts of devotion. Cleaning the temple, offering a lamp to Tulsi, observing Ekadasi, Janmashtami, Ram Navami. This is all called Bhakti Kriya. Even if one performs them accidentally or without pure Shraddha, they will still give Sukriti, Bhakti Poshak Sukriti. That's why people become crazy when they read the Jaiva-Dharma. So many names for the same thing. Bhakti Kriya Sangha, Nitya Sukriti, Bhakti Unmukh Sukriti, Bhakti Posik Sukriti, Bhakti Kriya Sangha Sukriti. One thing has 5, 6 names. No? So this nourishes devotion, it nourishes faith. After many lifetimes, one gets association with sadhu. No? Then can develop bhakti. Okay, so all types of Sukriti which nourish bhakti are Nitya Sukriti. When the Sukriti becomes strong, one develops Shraddha, faith in bhakti, and then one attains sadhusang. No? So it seems there's a contradiction here because he said first one, by Sukriti he gets association with sadhu, then he develops Shraddha. But now he's saying one first develops faith in Ananya Bhakti, then attains sadhusang. So it seems a contradiction. Guru Maharaj would say, no. Two types of sadhusang. The first sadhusang is without Shraddha. No, we're hearing Katha and we're thinking, God, when will this class end? Why did he make me sit here? I can't take it anymore. This means us hearing sadhusang or whatever without Shraddha. Maybe by accident, no? But anyhow doing, then one develops, this is called association with sadhu. By accident, this is called sadhusang without Shraddha. So, but then by associating with sadhu, one develops real Shraddha, then one can associate with Shraddha. So there's no contradiction. First is associating with just general Shraddha, and the first is with full surrender. No? So, these all activities of devotion give Sukriti. Sukriti gives association with sadhu. Sadhusang causes the awakening of Shraddha in Ananya Bhakti. Okay, we've got 10 minutes left. Birth in Muslim family is a result of naimitic duskriti, past sinful activity, or temporary impious deeds, while faith in Ananya Bhakti is a result of nitya sukriti. Sometimes past sinful activities cause disturbance, past pious activities also cause disturbance. Duskritano sut unat and suk duskritano utpat anat and sukritano utpat anat. Sometimes one is born very beautiful in a very wealthy family. This also gives obstacle in devotion. So sometimes past sukriti give obstacle. If one is born in a family, a very aristocratic Brahmin, he may be very proud of his beauty, proud of his wealth, proud of his education, then this gives obstacle to devotion. And sometimes past sinful activity also give disturbance. No? So these both type of anatas have to be destroyed. So we have to cross. So, anyway, all these things I think, but again and again, Bhaktivinoda Thakur making the difference between nitya sukriti and naimitic sukriti. So do you say nitya sukriti comes by chance? Vaishnava Das said, yes, everything comes by chance. This is also the case on the path of karma. What are the circumstances by which the jiva entered the path of material existence? Can it be anything else except a chance occurrence? Philosophers have described karma as being without beginning. So the chance occurrence by which the soul entered material existence, that is also chance. Nitya sukriti seems to be chance occurrence. So it says. So Cudamani is saying, in your opinion, is there no difference between the Muslims and the Vaishnavas? Again, there are two types of difference, spiritual difference and material difference. No, there is no spiritual difference between the Vaishnavas and anyone, because everyone is a soul, everyone is a Vaishnav, but there exists material difference. No? So, Cudamani becomes angry. Why you keep showing off your expertise in the Vedanta? What do you mean? Vaishnava says, in material terms, Muslims are untouchable. In domestic terms, they should not associate with them, no, from material point of view. But one should not even touch water or food that has been touched by a Muslim. The body of a Muslim is insignificant and untouchable because of his unfortunate birth. Then how can you associate with Muslims in the terms of bhakti? As I said before, there is material difference and paramatic. No? So, one who has developed faith in that which is related to Bhagavan, like Prasad, Arti, Harinam, Vaishnav Sangha, no, that person, we cannot more refer to him as a Muslim. Now he's become a Vaishnav and his Sangha is most desirable. Then Cudamani said, what is this? How could rice, dal and chapatis be spiritual? There is nothing you Vaishnavas are not capable of. Then Vaishnav Das said, I request one thing. Do not criticize the Vaishnavas. What is the use in such criticism? In this world, Mahaprasad is the only food which should be taken. It is very sad you do not have faith in these things. And he gives many quotes. Cudamani said, okay, change the subject. What is the proper behavior between the Yavanas, the Muslims, and the Vaishnavas? Vaishnav Das said, if one remains a Yavan, a Muslim, we remain indifferent. However, when someone's formed a Muslim, a Malecha, a non-Vedic person, by the influence of Nitya-Sukriti has attained Sadhusang, we now cannot anymore consider him a Yavan. Now we consider him a Vaishnav. Is it a great offense to consider a Vaishnav to belong to any particular family or caste? No. Hari Bhakti Vilas said if one considers a devotee of Bhagavan to be a member of the lower caste, an aboriginal, a hunter caste, or dog-eater caste, just because he has taken birth in that family, one will surely go to hell. Okay? Krishna says, Name priyas chaturvedi mad bhakta swapacha priya. My devotee may be born in a family of dog-eaters, but he is very dear to me. One may be born in a family of brahmanas, but is not devotee. He is not dear to me. So, can a Grihastha family, can a Grihastha Vaishnav in Varnashram arrange a marriage with a Yavan Vaishnav? No. Vaishnav just said, from the general point of view, he remains a Yavan in the eyes of the general populace until he gives up the body. Right? Nitya-Trangani, until the time of death, you'll be known as a Russian. From a general point of view, until you die and give up the body. No? But, in terms of bhakti, no. Bhakti is a different thing. Marriage is one of the smarta karmas, the 10 rights of karma kand. No? Therefore, as long as if you are born with a Yavan body, you are uneligible for that, but you can still practice limbs of bhakti. No? Although the religious duties associated with the 4 castes are temporary, still it is recommended for domestic life, material life. No? Even though Varnashram is also considered external, but external for who? For a liberated soul. As long as one is not liberated, one should still follow the rules of this world. One cannot become a Vaishnav simply by renouncing social customs. Vaishnavas should accept what is favorable, for bhakti, and when eligible, he can give them up automatically and become a renunciant. Varna-dharma can easily be given up when it's unfavorable. A Yavan who has awakened faith in bhakti has the right to give up his own community if it is unfavorable. So one Muslim has given up his community for bhakti, and one follower of Varnashram has given up Varnashram because it's unfavorable. Then what's the difference between them? There is no difference to them spiritually. They become brothers. No? However, the principle of rejecting Varnashram does not apply to the Grihastas. A Grihasta should not give up domestic society even if he is qualified to do so. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. What is that? Prasad? Huh? Okay, 2 minutes. David, one is Grihasta, he have relatives, he have children, he have wife, he have many responsibilities. So in that stage, he should not give up. He should stay there in his position and be patiently here, Harikatha, and cultivate the limbs of devotion. No? Can you eat, drink, or conduct other activities with a Yavan who has become a Vaishnav? Vaishnav Das explains a renunciant might do so, but a Grihasta may not do so, because Grihasta is in this world. If a Grihasta Vaishnav, why Yavan cannot serve in the deities of a Vaishnav temples? The same explanation he gives. In this world is some material rules, don't disturb society. So there are two types, anyway, he speaks, there are two types of brahmanas. One is by real nature and qualification. One is by birth. Those who are by birth, brahmanas are given conventional respect, but not spiritual respect. No. Even the Vaishnavas give respect to those who are born in the body of a Brahmin, but may not be too much qualified. Like in Jaiva-Dharma, when the Brahmin pandits came, all the Vaishnavas gave pranam to them. This is some vyavaharika dealings, some societal dealings. Okay. Sudras cannot study the Vedas. When he becomes a Vaishnav, can he study? From the absolute point of view, when one becomes a pure Vaishnav, he automatically attains the status of a Brahmin, whatever caste he belongs to. The Vedas have two sections, those which deal with karma and that which deal with bhakti. Those who are eligible for the study of the section of the Vedas deal with bhakti must definitely do so. But if he's ineligible by birth, he should not study the karma kanda section of the Vedas. This is all described. So Vaishnav Das gives so many answers one by one. Final conclusion. Then do you people conclude that the Vedas promote tattva? Oh. So is your conclusion that the Vedas teach only Vaishnav Dharma and no other Dharma? Vaishnav Das said Dharma is one, not two. It is also known as Nitya-dharma or Vaishnava-dharma. All other forms of Naimitic Dharma are simply steps leading to Nitya-dharma. No. By this stage, all the brahmanas had dried up. Their enthusiasm was crushed. They were shattered because so wonderful answers. They hanged their heads and dragged off. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That for 2-3 hours this was going on. The brahmanas had been steamrolled by the Siddhanta of the Vaishnavas. They went, they disappeared. But the Brahman Pandits, as they left, so much they glorified the scholarship of Vaishnav Das, even though they had been crushed. And praising the Vaishnavas, they went to their respective places, chanting Haribol, Haribol. So some change was there. No, these days in Kali Yuga, you defeat someone, they still never change. But high-class person, if they meet something superior, they accept it. That is the difference. Okay, so this chapter was one of the more longer chapters of Jaiva-Dharma. So please, everyone, read it again today, one more time. I will also do so. And the day after tomorrow, chapter 7, Nitya-dharma and material existence. Okay, how nicely Bhaktivinoda Thakur is adjusting everything in our minds, step by step. This is a very nice chapter. Okay, it's also pretty long, 50, almost 30 pages. Okay, so today read chapter 6 again, and chapter 7. Go Premanandi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go Premanandi. One lady asking, I was born with the karma of being a Latina, that means South American. I'm raised Catholic and became a Christian, of course. Am I outside Varnashram like the Muslims, even if in my heart my Ishtadev is Krishna? Okay, Anjali, read chapter 6 again. Because you were born in Catholic, meat-eating family, that means yes, you are rejectable like the Muslims, but because you are performing devotion to Krishna, then you are eligible for limbs of devotion. So this is the difference. Again and again you read this chapter. One is material qualification, one is spiritual qualification. Yes, so materially you are like the Muslims, outcast, outside Varnashram and all this, but spiritually, paramatically, you have developed faith in Krishna, Hari Guru Vaishnava. So we cannot call you a Muslim or a Latina or a Christian, because now you have entered a different thing. So when someone enters into Vaishnavism, that time it's a fault to judge them by their previous birth. That is the great fault. Otherwise, who will criticize Hanuman for being a monkey, or Garuda for being a bird, or Anantashesh for being a snake? These are low births in one sense. No? Narad Muni was born as the son of a maidservant. So it's offense to consider a Vaishnava in terms of birth. We should judge a Vaishnava not in terms of their birth or material qualification, but in their attachment to Harinam. Okay, so it's not easy to understand. Even I think most devotees not understand this difference. The difference is there. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. What's going on?